creation of God, the creation that you are, has lived many lives in different identities, and each one has been called to be put aside, be put down, be given to the light, and to meet the spirit within that has always been there, always has been the strength of God, always has been the wisdom of the universe, always has been the compassion of the Divine Mother, the honesty of the light. All of it you are, not as an identity, as an exquisite element of the wholeness. One heart is truly one heart. One heart is the unification of life itself, the equality of all life. When we incarnated into a world that looks very complex, complicated, and is filled with levels and degrees, and lives in the belief of good and bad and better and more and less, and everything gets an identification. Everything gets um, an acceptance level. You can take something as simple as a pet. People look for a dog or a cat, and the dog is given value dependent on its behavior, its status in the community, what is a good dog to have, what is not a good dog to have, what is a mutt, what is what is, and it's all made up. And there is the beauty of the journey of love, the letting go, to remember and forget. They're both occurring in the spiritual journey. The forgetting is the surrender and disintegration of all that's been made up, that's temporary, that's made for the belief of separation itself. And the eternal is to be found, to be remembered. And all the prayers and all the hymns and all the meditation, all of it is to spark your remembering and to want what's in that direction, because that's your true nature, the love that you're seeking, the peace that you yearn for. It's all there, waiting to be discovered. It never went anywhere. just been shoved into the background out of fear and made another substitute come forward, protection. But now it's time for love to shine and be accepted as the truth of your being. It's all that's really possible. It's guaranteed that everyone will remember, because this temporary illusion has no base. It's a temporary launching pad waiting to be seen for what it is, and to listen to that prayer that's deep within that says, this can't be the truth. This can't be all that there is. What is real? And the discovery of the love that you truly are. Always and forever. I am Mary of conception. I am seeking to open your heart, offering my love and guidance as your suffering will come apart. Bring your pain like a flower to open. Bring your sorrow to place at feet. Tears that are watering my garden, and the river of Jordan will live. My children, I seek your surrender. Both the path and the message are clear. My Saint John is walking beside you, holding your hand through this fear. Keep your strength as you seek to be humble. Let the power that guides you reveal all the blessings of my holy rapture, confirming you know what is real. Keep your strength as you seek to be humble. That's a deep study. Keep your strength. How do you keep your strength if you don't know necessarily what your strength is? So first, it's the finding out. It's the discovery of what true strength is. Your true strength is in truth itself. Your strength is in the honesty of that truth. The true strength has no limits and is not one through the world at all. The true strength is compassion and an open heart that has no concerns about how the world looks or how the world works. Keep your strength as you seek to be humble. It is a seeking to be humble, to learn the truth of humility. In the world, humility doesn't actually exist. Gentle doesn't actually exist. Compassion doesn't actually exist. Peace doesn't actually exist. It is the story of this lifetime that is finally brought to question, who am I if I'm not this? And how do I find my way home without what I think I know? It doesn't, the knowing doesn't go with you to love, because everything that's known within the world is based on the temporary, comes and goes, and stays within time. I ask for comfort from the kings and the queens. I ask for comfort to come and illuminate me. I ask for comfort from the princes and the princesses in the heavens, the forest, and the sea, and I ask for comfort to come and illuminate me, to come and illuminate me. To be illuminated is to have the light turned on and the mind cleared and the heart opened. That is your illumination. There's nothing illuminated about an identity because it's been made up. So we turn to the only comfort that there truly is, because the looking for comfort in the world doesn't work. Everything in the world is temporary. So whatever comfort you might be looking for, the first requirement of it would be that it would stay, that it would be permanent. But there is nothing. There is no permanence within the world, within time. By its very nature, time is limited. It's over. There's a beginning. There's an end. The belief in death lives in that idea that there can be comfort, but there is no death. So there is no need for comfort. You are the eternal light of God. That is the comfort. Comfort is you're perfect, you're whole, you're eternal. There's no greater comfort than the truth. There is the only comfort of the truth. But meanwhile, while you walk in the world, you ask for comfort that there is another way, that you can change your mind about your mind, and that you can come home to the deep, deep truth of the love that you are. I ask for comfort. Eu peço conforto às reis do seio da floresta do mar. Peço conforto às raízes para nos iluminar. Eu peço conforto às príncipes do seio da floresta do mar. Peço conforto às princesas para nos iluminar. Eu peço conforto a santos do seio da floresta do mar. Peço conforto a espírito. I ask for comfort from the spirits, the guides, the saints, the angels. It's like having a bedtime story. It's sitting on the bed with an angel and saying, tell me the story of truth again. Tell me where we're going. Tell me I'm loved. Tell me it's actually true, that love actually exists. And what I've perceived to be love in this world was a blip on the radar, and that the entire truth of love is beyond comprehension. I keep coming back to this poem, A Day of Silence, can be a pilgrimage in itself. A day of silence can help you listen to the spirit within and its marvelous lute and drum, to truly hear the light. I thought we came here to surrender in silence, to yield to light and happiness, to dance within in celebration of love's victory, the comfort of truth. A day of silence. A day of silence is a necessary friend to be able to hear, to be able to listen. What you hear most of the time is the past. Ponder for a moment that every thought that you can think on your own is from the past. There's nothing that's coming through your mind on its own that doesn't come from the past. That's why there's so much fear. Because your belief in the past, and then you're bringing it to your thoughts, is where all the fear is. There's a question that came to me. How did you develop your personality? It's something that is a contemplation. How did you develop your personality? Where did it come from? There's no one else that made it. It was made through every day that you believed you were perceiving something that was real. And then you made the personality to be used as a protection. Protection isn't always hiding in the closet or in the corner. Protection can be being able to tell a joke to break tension. Protection can be disappearing as a personality, hiding in the shadows. Protection can be being smart enough to be impressive. Protection can be conquering elements within the world. Efficiency, good cooking. There's nothing wrong with any of those elements, but they're believed to be protection. That's what they were developed for. Then how do you come to opening the heart when the personality is believed to be legitimate? In the beautiful teaching that Jesus says, come empty, forget everything you've ever learned, forget every teaching, forget everything, and come empty, come naked. That nakedness is referring to all the material level, yes, but the material level of the personality that's been developed to be a protection. There's in that protection, we look at the past, and we can see that we gave everyone a different mark, a different acceptance level, dependent on what we perceive their behavior to be toward us. And everyone was given a role, and that made also part of the personality. That your personality has no consistency. Honesty is consistency. You are consistently perfect. You are consistently the light of God. Never changes. It doesn't move and ebb according to who you're with, where you've been, what you think you know, the season. It doesn't have any relationship to anything on the outside. The consistency of your spirit never falters. It never changes. It never reacts. Reacting is a window, for sure. Every reaction that you have, whether you demonstrate it outwardly or you hold it in and react to yourself, but every reaction is a window to see what your personality is believing. The mind is in charge of the personality. Now, it doesn't seem to be because it's not consciously in charge. And because the personalities that we accumulated, because they are an accumulation, there's parts that come from the past lives. They show up. They add to the soup. That those personalities hold everyone prisoner as long as it's not recognized for what it is. Again, there's no right or wrong. It's the need and the intention of why it's there. Why do we make a personality other than for protection? And there's no consistency again with it because it changes. Look at your personality as far as the family of origin and notice that you have a different personality for each one in your family of origin, all out of protection of some kind. We adjusted to our perceptions of what we believed was our life. And now it's the offering to have that cleansed and come empty and perfect unto God. But not just unto God. Every beloved, every situation, you can bring the honesty and the wholeness of your heart, because you have nothing to prove, because you have nothing to get, because you have nothing to win. You already are everything. And when you truly turn over your life day by day by day, moment by moment, that's when the consistency starts to reveal itself, the consistency of love. When you're no longer riding the roller coaster of the ego, I like this, I don't like this, 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 I like you, I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you, I like you, I don't like you. The pain of that doesn't even register most of the time, because the belief in the likes and dislikes are up front. They're not consistent. There's no consistency, because we can't be consistent with levels and degrees, and the belief that we have to protect ourselves in certain ways with certain situations. When I used to ask the question, this can't be it. Sounds like a statement, but it was really a question. This can't be it. It can't be that everyone believes that roles are legitimate. It can't be that all the beloveds who had a parent all carried the same element of believing certain things about their parents, as if it was really them. That you can take a room of almost anyone and you could list the perceptions of a mother, and they would almost always be the same. You can start with anyone. Distant. Distance, the seeming distance of a parent. The threat of the parent. If the parent doesn't really see you, recognize you. Doesn't show the affection. Compares you to others. And when they come into the room and they see you there, it seems like a disappointment, a burden. All of these elements are untrue, but they're all carried by the personality and seen through the personality of the past. And the freedom of love is the recovery from being a personality that has no reality to the truth of who you are. Can personalities be used by the Holy Spirit? Yes. Yes. But the personality becomes gentle, honest, patient, content, trusting, open-minded. Open-minded is probably one of the attributes of love that can be attached to in the world. Yeah, I'm open-minded. Open-minded is the release of judgment, that your mind is open to what love wants to show you, what love is there to teach. And it includes the surrender of the personality, letting the Holy Spirit use it as the Holy Spirit can use anything. But at the same time, healing from that false identity, no longer willing to accept it as matter of fact, to, to dive down into the silence within, to dive down into the silence, to hear the voice of love telling you truth instead of the lies of the past. There can be a grievance that comes out of the place of unseen elements of your identity. The willingness to let the Holy Spirit, God, shine a light on all that's been made of. That nothing of the body would be used for anything but love. To be that love without limitation and without reservation. Open-hearted, open-minded, honest, consistent, and with no levels and degrees of anyone or anything. Scan all the beloveds from the past, and with an honesty, look at them and look at how you care for them. How do you hold them in the deep truth of love? Perfect. Most of them will be attached to how they treated you, which meant then how you treated them. And all of it's being called to be surrendered. It's not the truth of them. It's not the truth of you. To be free from a person identity and then still be able to walk in the world and not the other. And to forgive each relationship from the past for its limitations and its defense systems, which have no purpose, no value, no truth. There's no one from the past that you need to convince of your worth. There's no one in the past that deserves revenge. There's no one in the past that was wrong and bad. There's no one in the past that was more advanced than you. There's no one from the past that was less advanced than you. Every beloved came for the same purpose, to remember. And your identity with them is there for healing, to finally be free of all defenses, all perception of limitation. In the silence, when you talk in that silent space to the divine, place the past in the lap of God. All the personality, everyone's personality that you made, that may be the biggest surprise, is that everyone's personality is exclusive to those of us who made them, giving each beloved a personality that came from the personality we carried. The freedom of love is free of all the limited identity, and the beauty and perfection that you carry can only bless the universe in its oneness. Come empty unto God. Forget everything that you've learned. Let all of the personal identity be stripped and cleared so that the shining light can be seen from all of the universe. Your heart, your mind are God's light of creation.